Property owners have been asking themselves this very question ever since the real estate bubble burst. Looking back, should I be selling or waiting? Because the market was falling and is falling. To give us a perspective on this question, Wink News real estate contributor Denny Grimes of the Denny Grimes and Company at Realtor Real Estate is with us now this morning. I know people going through this very issue, and you do too. Do I sell? I've wanted to. I need to, maybe. Should I?
Well, we get this question all the time, and one of your viewers actually sent me an email and asked me the question and gave me a specific property to look at. And sellers have been pretty patient. They're like the horses in the Kentucky Derby. They're in that little cage, and they've been waiting for 5 years for the bell to ring for this market to take off again. And so they want to know, should I sell now or wait? And so I looked at this one property, and I thought it was a good example because when you look at it, and we brought a photo of it, it is a very normal home. But the sellers have to ask 3 questions. Number one is, what market segment are they in? Basically, the first thing is price range. Now, these things are pretty easily quantifiable. So if they're in the under $300,000 price range, that's probably a pretty good sign. And the lower the price range that you go, the more likely is that that market has hit bottom. The other question that they ask is basically, what are their carrying costs? And the third question is, what's their risk tolerance, or how lucky do they feel?
Do you feel lucky? That's important. So break it down for me, because the market segments you said at the high end, the pressure is still down. It's at the very low end where the pressure is finally starting to move up.
Right. That's right. The property in question, when I took a look at it, it was basically under $300,000. It was on a saltwater canal, and not only that, it was on a 200-foot saltwater canal, direct access south exposure. So it's a very, very fine point. So when the seller would evaluate that particular piece of property, there's probably not a huge supply. So that may be a micro segment that has a possibility of leveling off, or maybe even popping up a little bit. But you have to figure out what your carrying costs are. So when I met with a seller, they have, taxes, insurance, and maintenance, and of course they have a mortgage. On average, sellers are looking at 5 to 10% of annual carrying costs on a property.
And those go up year to year if they don't have any luck selling.
That's right. If the market were to stay the same and they have a 10% or 7% in this case carrying cost, then the following year they'd have to have a 14% appreciation rate to break even.
So you got to put a lot into it.
So for the last 5 years, Rob, sellers have been asking the question. The answer has been obvious. Sell now is better than waiting. I still think for about 98% of the market segments, selling now is going to be better than waiting because there's still a lot of inventory out there, and the appreciation rate is not going to eat up the carrying cost.
All right. Real quickly, I want to ask you some headlines coming out about double dip in prices. Are they going back down?
Not significantly. Our prices have been bumping, within 5 or 10%, $90,000 to $100,000 from a median standpoint for the last 24 months. So there's not been a lot of change. I don't expect a lot of change.
All right, Denny, thanks for coming in this morning. And we want to let you know, if you've got questions for Denny, you can email them to him right there. It's on your screen, Denny@DennyGrimes.com. He's here with us every couple of weeks, and we'll try to get those questions for you answered when he is with us. Send him a note. We'll see what is on your mind and get those questions answered. We'll be right back with more top stories, weather, and traffic. Stay with us.